So just imagine this, right? The year is 2009. Let's say it's December 1st, 2009. It just snowed the night before. Thanksgiving break is coming to an end. You wake up an hour before your bus gets there. You turn on the TV, grab you a bowl of cereal. You're watching the TV screen. And you're not really giving a shit what the news reporter's saying. You don't care what he or she's saying. But the magic is you're looking at the very bottom of that screen, and you're looking and you're looking and you're praying that your school's closed for the day, or you have some sort of 2-hour delay so you can get on Xbox with the boys and play Gears of War 2. And that's honestly how my freshman year in high school went. What is going on, everybody? My name is Majestic, and today I'm going to be doing my casual review of Gears of War 5. Now, before I even get into this review, I got to tell you guys that Gears of War has a special place in my heart. I say that about a lot of games, but Gears of War is truly special to me from 1 through 3 because it was a huge part of my childhood. The first ever Xbox 360 game that I ever played was Gears of War 1. Shouts out to EXO, who was my good friend at the time, still a good friend of mine. I went to his house. I didn't have an internet. Like when we grew up, like internet was kind of like foreign to us. Like my mom was not a huge internet person, so I didn't really know what internet was. Like I had an Xbox, and I still had like the original OG Xbox, and I was still playing like Halo 2, stuff like that. Halo 3, of course, counts. Stuff like that. I was playing on the old OG Xbox, right? I even know multiplayer was like a huge thing until I went to this friend's house of mine. So I go to my friend EXO's house. He's sitting there. It's him and his older brother, and they're playing this game. And I remember it caught my eye because he was playing, at the time, General Rom. And I just remember him playing as this big, massive ass character, and him just going over across the map. He like shot the guy down with the Lancer at the time. I didn't know what the gun was called. He goes across the map. He lancers this kid down. The guy's crawling, which I thought was a really cool mechanic. He's crawling away. He walks up, and then all of a sudden, this big ass monster, brute looking monster, just curb stomps this guy's head. And I was super young at the time, so that shit just like wowed me. I was like, what the hell did I just see? And first of all, craziest shit I've ever seen in a video game, because I was super young at the time. I was like 13 or 14. So seeing this firsthand as a 14-year-old kid, for one, I was like, damn, that's kind of brutal. But two, that's fucking awesome. How did you do that? So I'm sitting here questioning this guy over and over and over, like, what's going on? Like, what is this game? He's like, man, this is Gears of War. You never heard of it. It's like, I was like so intrigued. Like I was like a little kid discovering something for the first time. It was like the first time that, I don't know, something good happens, you know, whether you get your first bike or, you know, your first car or whatever. It's like that feeling you discover something new for the first time and you want to explore that feeling. And that's honestly the first time that Gears of War ever caught my eye. And I started playing it, and I realized there's more to it than curb stomping, of course. The third person cover system's amazing. How the sniper feels with the headshots is just so satisfying to pop somebody's head. You have the 1v1 blind fire battles at gridlock. Like everything about Gears of War 1 is fantastic. And of course I played the games over the years. Gears of War 2 came out, and as you guys know, Gears of War 2 coming out was very bad. And I played Gears of War before patch. When I say I played Gears of War, I was playing Gears of War 2 when they were throwing smoke grenades and it was knocking people down.
Incoming smoke!
You can kill a whole team. Like, that's how long ago I played Gears of War 2. So I was playing Gears of War 2 before it even got all these massive updates and became a decent game. But with that being said, Gears of War, basically the moral of the story is Gears of War has a huge part in my life, a huge part in third-person shooters. It's the reason I started playing third-person shooters. It's the reason I probably love Fortnite as much as I do, because it's made by the same people before the Coalition took over. But moral of the story is Gears of War is a phenomenal game, and of course it means a lot to me. So getting into this casual review, I'm going to go into a lot more detail than normal. Please, there will be spoilers. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know right now. There is going to be spoilers in this video. I'm going to be talking a lot about the gameplay, such as multiplayer, as well as story, as well as characters, character development, all kinds of stuff because I really want to go into detail with this. Even though it is a casual review, I will be hitting a bunch of topics and I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Without further ado, my name is Majestic and please enjoy this casual review of Gears of War 5. So Gears of War 5 takes place 25 years after Gears of War 3, and Gears of War 4 takes place at 25 years after Gears of War 3 as well. And Gears of War 5 is just a little bit after Gears of War 4, so it's somewhere within that time frame without going into much specifics. I don't know the exact date, but it's still somewhere in the event. It's right after Gears of War 4, 25 years after Gears of War 3 if you guys never played 4, just to give you guys a recap of where the story's at. Now, as far as the Gears of War story goes, I'm just going to say right now, right off the bat, this game looks amazing. Gears of War 4 is a pretty game. I think the visual details are amazing. The characters look great. The voice acting is fantastic. You got a lot of the old voice actors coming back. Everybody, same voice actors cast playing Marcus Phoenix, Cole, Dominique, or not Dominique. Rest in peace, Dom. Cole and Baird. But you have a lot of the voice actors coming back to play their roles. JD Phoenix is the same. Kate's still the same. Dell's the same. All those voice actors same. And it sucks. Now, you do get introduced to some new characters. The two new characters I actually like a lot. The first one is Lizzie Carmine, which is the niece of Big Daddy Clayton Carmine, aka Grub Killer, Swarm Killer, whatever the hell you want to call him. I love Clayton. I think Clayton is awesome. I'm so glad he survived Gears of War 3. Thanks to you guys. Thank everybody who voted during that time frame to save Clayton, to save one of the last Carmines. I really do appreciate it. But anyway, you get introduced to Lizzie, who's a badass, by the way, and she is the first female Carmine, which I thought was cool. Shouts out to Coalition. Yeah, I see you with the females. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. So that's cool. I like that. I think it's a great idea. So that's cool. And another character that you meet in the campaign is my favorite character, I think, throughout the entire game. And I hope in Gears of War 6 they do a lot with him. And I hope he has a lot more character development. And that is my man, Foz. Foz is fucking hilarious, dude. His dialogue with every character is funny, from Kate to JD. Him and Marcus have some dialogues a little bit later in the campaign. I'm actually going to play a clip of it right here just so you guys can hear what the fuck he says. Listen to this shit. It's hilarious.
Fires. We need an actual target.
If we're selecting targets, shouldn't someone with real military authority be here?
It's Foz, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Shut the fuck up. The sword.
And again, like I said, that's just the beginning of it. I don't want to go into too much detail because I really do want you guys to play the campaign just for Foz alone. But like I said, the new characters that they introduced, Lizzie, Foz, Oscar, of course, a returning character from Gears of War 4, which is Kate's uncle, and also Paddock, who's also from Gears of War Judgment, also return in the campaign as well. And you do get a lot of character dialogue and stuff like that. Now, without going into too much detail, like I said, I don't want to spoil too much for you guys. But all I'm saying is don't get used to the characters. Don't get used to anybody in this game because just don't. This game, literally, they introduce you to a character in such a badass way and they have a way of just ruining that shit for you. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but play the game, you'll see what I'm talking about. So anyway, like I said, the new characters, like I said, Foz, Lizzie, some of the returning characters, all those dialogues and those scenes are cool. I do like that a lot, and I think it does keep the game fresh. Now going forward, like I said, as well as the story's main two goals or main two objectives is A, learning the origins about Kate, and B, of course, getting the Hammer of Dawn online. Now, the first part of the game, learning the origins about Kate, is fucking awesome. Going to Mount Kadar, meeting Niles again from Gears of War 2, his crazy ass, learning the origins of the Hive Mind, separating Kate from the Hive Mind, going into one of the coolest boss fights fucking ever in Gears of War, I think, honestly, which is the Matriarch. Going into spoiler territory, I've already told you guys earlier there will be spoilers in here, but basically Gears of War, when you do Kate's, you're learning Kate, you're going to Mount Kadar, you're doing her journey, you're learning about her origins and stuff like that. That shit is amazing to me. Like, just learning about her, the conversation, the chemistry between her and Dell is fantastic. It's funny, it's real, it's emotional. You feel for her, you feel for him, you know, like, she's going through a lot of shit, he's there for her. Like, it makes sense. It feels real to me, and I think that chapter of the game and her learning her origin so cool. It's really well done. That part of the game is fantastic. Now, there is a little bit more they could have done. They could have added more origin story. Like I said, we do learn about Queen Mira, Queen Reyna. We learned how Mira was able to control the Locust. Basically, she was immune to emulsion. They did a bunch of tests on her to make Cyrus, to make Locust. And basically, she ended up having Reyna through genetic means. He doesn't go into full... He says it wasn't through sexual intercourse. We don't know. But basically, she had offspring. She had Reyna. They took Reyna away. So Mira fucking controlled the Locust to basically kill everybody in the lab, which they did. There's a lot of stuff that they could have went into. Like, I wanted to see more story about Reyna or about Mira, just because, you know, we saw her 3 fucking games. And of course, more about Reyna, you know, like, how did Reyna grow up? You know, like, did she know about Mira? You know, like, there's so many questions that I have that they didn't really answer. Like, how did she get the medallion? Like, they didn't show a flashback showing, like, Mira giving it to her. Like, I mean, there's so many unanswered questions. Like, how did Reyna get the medallion? Didn't Reyna know that Mira was a local? Like, she had to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't answer that, but what we do get, showing the origins and stuff and reading the collectibles and stuff, for the most part, is okay. Like, I like that a lot. Again, the Matriarch, which is the very first Berserker boss fight, I think is fantastic. How it's done is really well done. It's not, you know, it's fun. It keeps you on your toes. It's not super easy. It's not super hard. I think it's cool. I think it's a really cool boss fight. I think all the boss fights in the game, for the most part, are okay. The Kraken boss fight's pretty cool towards the end of the game. But this one really stood out to me because, A, it's a new enemy. B, it does some crazy shit. It throws spikes at you that like go inside your arms and stuff, and you have to pull them out. It's just a cool boss fight, honestly. I think they did really, really cool. So like I said, Kate's side and learning her origin and the whole Mount Kadar, acts 2 through 3, I think, are fantastic. I like those acts a lot, and I think if the game took that direction the entire game, I would have been okay with it. I wouldn't have minded it as much. I wouldn't have had a lot of complaints. Now, my part that gets me is the Hammer of Dawn part. Now, the second part of the game, of course, is getting the Hammer of Dawn back up to fight the Swarm. And that part's boring as shit until the very end of the game, which you get a choice, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. So basically, you have to get the Hammer of Dawn back up. You go to Vasgar, you meet Paddock, of course, from Gears of War Judgment, to fire this satellite into the air. That way you can control where the Hammer of Dawn goes. And then once you do that, this boring ass, tedious ass mission where you're going from fucking Vasgar all the way back through Vasgar, through the jungle to get this rocket through this missile site. Like, it's fucking tedious and it sucks. That mission is so bad, and I wish they could have made it entertaining or done something else. Like, I get it, you're doing some slow story building, but it's fucking awful. So when you do that, the next thing is you have to plant these beacons to end the war, basically, or to whatever. So you're starting planting beacons. Each team's got a beacon. You're planting them all around while the Locust and Swarm are just fucking coming down on you. You get introduced to some of these new monsters. I've never seen them. People say they're from the comic books. It's like these leeches that fucking basically just fucking eat you, but they can affect DBs and stuff like that. So, they're like, it's just like this fucking war outside. But while you're planting the beacons, you plant the last beacon, and when you do that, the Kraken comes and destroys it. And you get your first look at Queen Reyna. And Queen Reyna, for one, looks fucking freaky, dude. She looks disgusting. Like, at least Mira was, like, semi-hot. Like, I would clap Mira's cheeks, let's be honest. But Reyna looks fucking rough. Reyna looks like she just been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just came out the fucking swamp. So, anyway, you get this big decision throughout the game. This big decision. Who do you want to save, right? So, basically, Reyna throws you on the ground. She picks JD up by his neck. She picks Dell up by his neck. And they give you a choice of who do you want to save, which does cause 2 separate endings, which I'm going to talk about a little bit. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't want to keep this section really long. But basically, you get to choose who you want to save. Now, my personal opinion, I don't give a fuck about either one of these characters. Why? I didn't like either one of them in Gears 4. I thought their character development was whack, especially being the son of Marcus Phoenix. I feel like you would have a lot more character development within 2 games. You really don't. I do like Dell. I think Dell's an interesting character. I definitely like him a lot more in Gears of War 5. His character development in this game is really good. And I like Kate in both games. I think Kate was the best character out of all of them, and I think that's why they decided to make her the main protagonist. So, I like Kate. I like Kate's story. I want to see more of her. I want to see what she becomes. I want to see more interactions between her and her mom. it's getting real, right? So you get to choose who you want to save. Now, depending on who you save, the other one dies. Spoiler alert. Basically, Reyna says, "Live with your decision." She breaks the other one's neck and she throws him. So yeah, JD can die and Dell can die, which is crazy if you think about it. Now, let me explain how this works. So basically, depending on who you save, they both have two different cutscenes. They both mourn the other person. There's some dialogue. And then, of course, at the end of the game, they tell Marcus which one died. And, of course, due to whoever died, whether it's JD or Dell, gets a different reaction. Same thing with Foz. Foz is part of that cutscene as well. And they both have different reactions. Now, the JD one and the Marcus one, I feel like, honestly, they both are... They're kind of the same, but I like... I would go ahead and tell you who I saved first. So, right out the rip, the first thing I want to say, just my personal experience, I saved JD. The reason I saved JD is because, A lot of people are going to choose Dale due to loyalty. Throughout the entire game, you spend a lot of time with him. Like, he's with you, I would say, for about 70% of the game. Actually, probably he's with you probably more than that. I mean, you have a lot of just him and you, like Kate and Dale moments, but then, of course, you join up with JD and Foz, and he's still there, and at the end of the game, depending on if you save him or not, he's still, like, you see him, you're with him through a majority of the fucking game, is my point. So, I see why a lot of people chose to save him. It makes sense, due to loyalty. But, of course, me, being, I would say, a Gears vet at this point, I've played all of them, since I was 13 going forward, I saved JD. Not necessarily because I like JD. Like I said, I think this choice is... I just didn't give a fuck about it, to be honest with you guys, because I don't really care for either one of the characters. I just don't like their character development got better. But I shaved JD. The reason I saved JD is because Marcus Phoenix. Marcus has been through so much shit. I've played with this... That sounds weird. I'm not going to say it like that. But I played as this video game character... Since I was 13, I've seen his story. I've lived through his war. Okay, I've lived through his war the last decade. I know what he's went through. He's lost his brother, Dominique Santiago. He's lost his wife, Anya Stroud. I just couldn't imagine him losing a son. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's lost so much. He's lost his parents. He's lost his dad. He's lost his mom. He's lost his brother. He's lost Anya. The only thing he has left is his fucking son. And I just couldn't imagine Marcus losing a son. Like, he's already been through so much. So, that's what was going on in my head when I made the decision. I wasn't thinking about that moment in time. I was thinking about what I went through as a kid and what I've played the last decade as a Gears of War person. And seeing Marcus's story, like, I just couldn't do that to my boy Marcus. You know what I'm saying? Marcus already been through enough. So, I personally saved JD, which I'm glad. And that cutscene... I feel like the JD cutscene's a lot more emotional when Dell dies because JD cries. He gives Marcus a hug. You get some father-son bonding, which you don't see. And I feel like it's going to build JD to be a stronger character, a more likable character going into Gears of War 6. But like I said, you get that choice to choose who you want to save. I chose JD. Either way, same thing. If you choose Dell and JD dies, Marcus takes it a little hard. But he doesn't take it as, like, I feel like he should, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, he's so used to death at this point, he probably just goes over him. He's like, my son's dead, whatever. But like I said, I feel like the JD being alive and the Dell cutscene, Dell dying, is a lot more emotional. I feel like it builds the characters, like Kate sad, JD's of course crying, he lost his best friend. Him and his father get closer. His father realizes, I lost my best friend. I know how that feels. I know that shit sucks. You're my son. I love you. It just feels a lot more emotional to me. It feels good. I like seeing that. I think going forward, and I hope that's the canon ending. Apparently, they're doing the ending based on whoever the decision you chose first, and whatever who has the most or whatever, they're going to go with that, making it canon. I don't know if that's true. That's just what I've heard. But either way, if that's what they decide to do, that's what they decide to do. But anyway, like I said, the game basically ends. You fight the Kraken, which is this big ass Leviathan thing from Gears of War 2, basically, is what I call it. It's just fucking bigger. You end up killing it, and then, basically, Marcus says she'll be back, which he's talking about Reyna, and then Kate's like, we'll be ready, and she takes her medallion off, and she fucking throws it away. She gets rid of the necklace. She's basically severing her entire ties with the Locust. She's 100% cog. She's fighting for humanity. She doesn't give a fuck. And like I said, I wish, and that's the end. Like I said, it was an okay campaign. I wish there was more to it. Like I said, I just didn't give a fuck about the characters enough for that decision to really impact me. Like if it was like Gears of War 3 and I was Marcus Phoenix and I had to choose between fucking Barrett or Dominique or something, or Barrett and Cole, that would fucking affect me because I played 3 games with these characters. I love and adore these characters, and I couldn't. That's a harder choice. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had to choose between Barrett and Cole, or Dominique and Cole, or Dominique and Barrett, that would fuck with me because I've played with those characters 3 games. I've only played JD, Kate, and Dale within 2 games. In the first game, there wasn't enough character development for me to give a fuck about them. Does that make sense? So that's just how I feel about it. Personally, like I said, that's just my opinion. Overall, the campaign's okay. Is it worth $60 for the campaign? No, not at all. But it was okay. Hopefully they get some more story DLC. I'd love to play it because there's a lot of unanswered questions. I want more about Mira. I want more about what happened to the Revenants or the Cantus and all them. Like, are they still alive? Because they're not dead. You know, like Scourge died, but there's still a whole army of priests and stuff. Like, I just have a lot of questions. So hopefully that gets answered in your episode. Now, before I even get into the multiplayer review of this game, I just want to show you guys really quick what you signed up for before I even get into the multiplayer review, because it's going to be a long ass review and I do apologize. But just to show you guys right off the rip what's going on, it says, thanks for playing. Equip these rewards in the customization menu. Curb Stomp Execution. Now, today is October 27th. This game came out back at the beginning of October, so it's been more than 3 weeks. And they just now added the most iconic execution in the entire fucking game. It's literally been in every Gears of War game up until now, and it took them 3 weeks after launch to put in the curb stomp execution. I'm fucking baffled. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the multiplayer review. I can't even fucking fathom this shit right now. The biggest thing I want to talk about with the multiplayer, and I want to go ahead and get the biggest thing right off the bat because we're going to be talking about it for a while and I can go on and on about it. But I want to cover it because there's a lot to say about it, and I don't want to stay on the topic forever, which is microtransactions, which I'm sure everybody and their mother's name is talking about Gears of War microtransactions being absolutely fucking ridiculous. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys 1000% right now, whoever told you that is 1000% fucking right. They are ridiculous. Ridiculous is not even the fucking word. The fact that the coalition had the audacity to release this market is is fucking insane to me. So let me go ahead and explain. The microtransactions for one are way fucking overpriced. I'm not paying $20 for a skin that is complete garbage, as in nothing's changed besides the color of it. There's no additional details. There's no extra pieces of armor. It's not like Gears of War 4 where you have like the Santa Dizzy, the Day of the Dead skins where the character completely zombie skins. None of those cool ass skins where the character looks completely like there's detail in those skins. You guys can understand what I'm talking about. I can't really explain it, but you guys know, like, when you have a skin that looks like a zombie skin, there's detail on it. It looks like a zombie. It looks like Santa Claus. Whatever. All the Gears of War, civilian Anya skin, the military Anya skin, you know, civilian Marcus, fucking Cog Marcus, armorless Marcus. Like, there's not a lot of changes in the armor in this game, and the fact that they're selling these skins for $20 is fucking crazy to me, considering the game is $70. Now, I don't know if the coalition was thinking, hey, you know, Fortnite does it, we can do it. But yeah, I understand Fortnite's a free game. Like, people are paying $20 for Fortnite skins, are paying specifically for the skin. They didn't pay $60 for the game previously, or in some cases people paid $100 for the collector's edition. Some cases people pay $250 for the fucking Lancer edition. Like, I mean, you see my point. Like, Fortnite can get away with it because the game's free. They don't have to pay any money to play the game in the state that it's in. I have to pay $60 to play your game, and then I have to pay another $20 for cosmetics, which is fucking outrageous. Cosmetics, I think, at the highest, if you're selling the game for $60, should be no more than like $2 to $3. Max $5 if it's like some rare badass skin or something That's like the most I'm paying. Like Fortnite's free. I get it. So I understand like people are saying, well, Fortnite does it, but Fortnite is a free game. You have to understand. You don't pay to play Fortnite. You literally can download the game, play it for free. Doesn't matter. Nothing's going to change. I'm not trying to ride Fortnite's dick or nothing. I'm just saying the reason Fortnite can get away with shit like that is because you're not paying for the actual game. Gears of War is not free. Now, a lot of you guys are going to argue and say, oh, it's free through the Game Pass. And I think that's what Epic was, or Coalition, whoever made this fucking game was thinking at the time. But the Game Pass is not free. In reality, it's still $15 a month. Yeah, the game is free with Game Pass, and so are a lot of other games, but you're still paying a monthly subscription to play this game. So you're not only paying $15 a month to keep the game, but you also have to pay for $20 cosmetics. Like, I don't know, Chief. That just sounds like a no to me. But again, that I feel like it's bullshit. A, the cosmetics are overpriced, and B, they're not good. They're trash. None of them are flashy. None of them are appealing. None of them are characters that anybody even likes. So I just don't get it. Again, that's the biggest thing is microtransactions. Do something with them. If you're going to start putting stuff in the store for $20, make sure it's a bunch of shit, like a big ass bundle, or start putting cosmetics from at least $2 to $3 and make them worth people's while. Make people want to spend money on your game. If you have these shitty ass cosmetics, it looks like a money grab, and I'm honestly starting to think Gears of War 5 is underdeveloped, and I think this has a lot to do with it. So microtransactions are a no-go. That's a huge fucking problem for the multiplayer community. A lot of people are pissed about that, and I completely understand where you're coming from. Moving forward. So this brings me back to my next topic, which is sort of like the microtransactions, but it comes down to Gears of War 5's Battle Pass. This Battle Pass is 100% ass cheeks. Like, there's no other way to explain it. It's fucking dog shit. Let me explain. So the Battle Pass, as you can see here, you basically have tiers that you get to. It goes through 1 to 100, just like Fortnite's, just like Black Ops 3 and whatever. Anything that has a Battle Pass, it's normally 1 through 100. That's how Fortnite started it. That's how every other game is kind of copying it. Whatever. Battle Passes are cool. I like Battle Passes. They're sick. You know, okay? So it makes sense. Now, Gears of War 5's Battle Pass is 100% free. You don't have to pay any money for the Battle Pass. You basically level up the Battle Pass by doing missions and stuff throughout the game. But the way they set it up, it damn near makes you want to pay money, like, because it's a microtransaction game. So let me explain. So the Battle Pass, you have these challenges that you can do throughout the game, which rewards you with different shit. As you can see here, you can do like kill 10,000 AI or kill 10,000 enemies. You can do horde challenges, escape challenges, which is a game mode that's not really that great. I'm not going to talk about it. Basically, you can do all these challenges for this game. You can do any challenge that you want. It not only gives you stars for the overall battle pass, but it also unlocks an item in that specific category. Just like if you beat so many if you do all these medals, you get an expression. If you do all these horde missions, you get an execution, whatever. So you get different stuff basically from doing this, and you also level up your battle pass, which is cool, right? And then you also get 3 daily challenges, which can be completely at random. They can be multiplayer challenges, they can be horde, escape, whatever. You get 3 challenges a day that you can do, or every 15 hours they refresh. But if you have a little bit of extra cash, you can spend some money and refresh those challenges. It's called Steel, which you can't, or I don't think you can earn it. I haven't earned any of it unless there's some way to earn it, but you can buy it in the store. Basically, you can buy XP boosters with Steel. You can buy character skins with skill, like I was saying, and basically you can also refresh your daily challenges by spending so much metal. Now, the more metal you spend, of course, it causes more for the challenges to reset. So the first time you reset it, it's 20 still. Second time, it's like 40, 60, 70, 100, and it could go up and up and up and up, and then eventually it resets back to 0. So again, they want you to spend money to progress in the game, which is bullshit. Now, that wouldn't be a problem if the battle pass was actually cool. First of all these metal skins that you get, Desert Foz, Desert JD, Winter Armor Kate, these skins suck. Nobody likes these skins. They're dog shit. I don't know why they're even in the battle pass. The only thing that's even cool in the battle pass is the last skins that you get, which are like, one of them's a Kate skin, I think, and one of them's like the Team Magma Nasher weapon skin and the Team Metal weapon skins. Those are sick, but they're so high on the battle pass. They're like 99 or 98 or something. So I'm not going to spend all this money to level up my battle pass. I'm not going to spend all this time to level up my battle pass for rewards I personally feel like that are not worth it to me. Like, you guys, I mean, everybody has a different opinion. Everybody's entitled to a different opinion. You might think these battle pass weapons are fucking sick. Honestly, but I'm going to go with 75% of you don't, and I 100% agree with you. They're trash. There's no effort. Nothing makes me want... I don't look at the battle pass in Gears of War 5 and I'm like, damn, dude, I want to go play 50 Waves of Horde so I can get all this shit unlocked. I don't fucking care because this battle pass sucks. Nobody likes any of these. Like, none of these skins are cool. I don't know what else to say. So that's another thing. This whole battle pass system, the way that you unlock stuff, make it less or something like that. Make it not so time consuming. Speed up the duration of daily challenges, because if you're going to give me daily challenges that I don't want to do, I don't feel like I should be forced to play Horde. I don't feel like I should be forced to play Escape. Give me a way to unlock the battle pass a lot faster by just doing multiplayer and just slaughtering people, which is why a lot of people are playing the game. Nobody wants to... I understand that you're trying to get more people to play these different game modes, but it's just not fair. I think you should be able to level up the battle pass just like in every other game, just by playing the game. You can level up the Fortnite battle pass just by leveling up yourself, or you can do side challenges and you can do all these missions to level up the battle pass. There's multiple ways to level it up. There's no right way, there's no wrong way, and I feel like Gears of War 5 lacks that as a multiplayer game that's basically based on multiplayer. So again, that's just my personal opinion, but I don't feel like the battle pass is worth it. Yeah, it's free. You're not really paying towards it. You don't have to spend any money to unlock the stuff. You can just do the challenges. But if you guys want to kill 100,000 enemies in Horde, 50,000 escape pods, whatever other dumb shit that you have to do just to unlock 1 or 2 nice camos in the entire battle pass, I'm going to sit that one out, dog. It's just not for me. So again, that kind of comes back to the microtransactions things. But again, the stuff that you unlock, I feel like they're kind of holding the cool stuff back. I feel like they're kind of pushing it back and just like feeding us all this bullshit to see how much money they can get out of us before they release the cool shit. Like, I know there's some stuff in there. I've seen the creative minds of the Coalition just from Gears 4. Like, the Gears 4 skins were so much cooler. And that brings me to my another point. There's not enough characters in this game. Where's Barrett? Where's Cole? Where's, you know, some of the Locusts? Like, it's just like, oh my God. Now, yeah, they're adding new characters back, and that's another, oh God, and that's another thing that we need to talk about before I even get off this topic. That's why I started with this one first, because I knew it was going to be a long topic, because I can rant about this shit, and I'm sorry that it sounds like I'm just like bashing the game. I'm not. I really do love Gears of War. I love the series. I love where the direction that it was kind of going until now. So I'm not bashing it. I'm just giving my fucking heart. Like, when you're passionate about something, you're going to be mad about something. When you love something, you hate something. That's just how it works. But again, they just now released, and this is why I waited to update. They just now released characters that you can get, such as Carmine and General Rom and stuff. But you can either pay $5 to get this character, or you can do all these challenges that I was telling you about. Complete 50 waves of Horde. Complete this bullshit. Complete that bullshit. It's like they want you to spend like 60 plus hours or some shit playing their game, or let's not even say 60, hypothetically. It's like 20 or 30 hours just to unlock one character, or I can spend $5 and get that quick, easy access for a character that I've already, get this, paid to get in Gears of War 4. I had to pay to get Scourge in Gears of War 4. I had to pay to get Rom in Gears of War 4, which I didn't mind. I played a lot of Gears of War 4. I like Gears of War 4. I like that they kept dishing updates out for it. It stayed in the competitive scene for almost 3 years, so no worries there. Like, I don't mind that. But like, man, the fact that I've already paid $20 for one character and now I got to pay another additional $5 for another character, like, have you lost your fucking mind, Coalition? So again, that's just how I feel about it. This whole microtransactions, spending money to get characters that we already seen. There's not enough characters in the game. That's just one of the big fucking issues with the multiplayer that I want to talk about. Microtransactions. Anyway, moving forward. So the next big thing that I want to talk about is weapons and maps. And holy shit, did you guys really shit the bed on this one? Let me tell you. So the first thing I want to talk about is weapons. So now you will see a few new weapons. Now, there's only 3 new weapons that I've seen in Gears of War 5 that really stuck out to me. So the first one is the Cryo Gatling gun. It's basically the Moltre, but it freezes people. It's only on one map, which is Icebound, which makes sense because it's an ice map. I get that. There's also the grenade launcher Lancer, which is probably the most broken fucking gun in the entire game. and definitely needs a nerf. I'm glad it's a power weapon, I get that, but holy shit, at least nerf the damage on her. Like, it's so strong, it's insane. The other one is the Claw, which is the new Locust, basically heavy gun. It's kind of like the grenade launcher Lancer. Very strong gun, very OD, very fucking strong. Oh my god, the gun, like, it literally two shots people. It's insane. And then the last one is the Breaker Mace, which I do like the Breaker Mace a lot. I think it's cool that we have a melee weapon in the game. I loved how in Gears of War 2 Horde mode you could pick up the cleavers and kill people with the cleavers. Or is it Gears of War 3 or whatever, you can pick up the cleaver and cut people. And I always thought, man, it'd be really cool if they added a melee weapon to Gears of War. And I'm glad they did that. So I like the Breaker Mace. Yeah, it's fucking OD. It's super strong. But again, you're very vulnerable when you have it. But they maybe should just nerf the invincibility on it a little bit. And keep, like, it's a cool idea. I like it. I think it's a cool weapon. So the new weapons, again, are sick. They're very strong. But I like all of them. I think they're all cool. I think they're a cool idea. The weapon direction is great. I like it. So weapons, great job, Coalition. You did a good job. I have no problem with that. I think the new weapons are fantastic. I'd like to see some more weapons in the future, but we're on a good we're in a good start. We're at a good pace, right? Now, the big issue that comes to play is the old weapons and maybe nerfing some. So first of all, I'm gonna tell you guys, this game, especially in ranked, is Lancer fucking warfare. The Lancer in this game is fucking OD. It's so strong. And if you active a Lancer, oh my god, it's insane. Lancer damage is insane. Like, yeah, it's definitely nerfed from the beta. In the beta, you can pop heads. I don't think you can pop heads with it in multiplayer now. But god almighty, I'd be lying to you if this motherfucker was not strong. It's insane how fast it downs people. Literally, you can, I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's just broken. It's very strong. It definitely needs a nerf, and I hope that it gets nerfed very soon. But again, these are all minor fixes. Nothing really to gripe about. But the biggest thing that gets to me with the multiplayer, and I don't understand why you did this, is there's only 12 maps in the entire game as of right now until we get like a DLC pack or a map pack or whatnot. And in reality, it's only like 8 maps because 4 of them are from fucking Gears of War 4. You have Dam, which is Gears of War 4. You have 4, which is Gears of War 4. You have, or I'm not sorry, Forge. You have Foundation, which is Gears of War 4, and you have Reclaim, which is also Gears of War 4. So technically, in reality, you only have about, what, 8 maps that you can play on, and out of those 8 maps, only like 3 or 4 of them are good. Asylum's really well done. I love that map. I think it's the best map in the entire game. I think Exhibit, even though I bitch about it a lot, I think it's a pretty cool map with the laser beams in the middle. I think it's okay. And of course, the last map that I think, which is pretty decent, and I know a lot of people don't like it, which is Vasgar. I love Vasgar. I think it's a very fun map. So 3 out of the 8 maps are fun. Bunker's trash. What else? Icebound is trash. God, what else? What's the worst map in the game that we all hate playing on? I can't even remember. I haven't played it in so long. Bunker's fucking trash for sure. Anyway, moral is there's only like out of the 8 maps that are new, 3 of them were actually decent. The rest of them are, I literally feel like in ranked play, are terrible. And the fact is that we got 12 maps in total, but 4 of them were from an original game that we've already played. And here's the craziest part. Here's the craziest part, chat room, that I don't understand, is the fact that they literally put 4 maps from Gears of War 4, and those maps are not even in rotation. It's just the other 8. So you don't even play 12 maps. That's why I said you only play 8. Because in ranked play, they're not in rotation. None of the old Gears of War 4 maps are in rotation, which is wild to me. But they're in quick play or arcade play. But they're not in ranked. But they were in Gears of War 4 ranked. So why are they not in Gears of War 5 ranked? I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's the weirdest thing to me. Anyway, not enough maps. We need new maps. The maps that we have now, I just don't feel like they're great. A lot of them need work or revamps or something. Maybe change the weapons on some of the maps, because I feel like some weapon placements are very fucking OD. Like, and I understand, like, you can play escalation and change that. Like, that's cool, whatever. But a lot of the maps just feel very, like, the weapon placements and stuff just feel very strange. I don't know what it is, but again, not enough variety. Definitely have to do something about that ASAP. The next map pack better have 4 or 5 maps in it, something crazy, and they better be all new. I don't want a flashback map pack. I don't want nothing from Gears of War 3. I do want Gridlock back, but not right now. I want to see new maps. We're in a new game. We're in a new age. I want to see some flavor. I want to see some fucking taste. And it just feels like these maps are so bland. And the fact that we got 4 from Gears of War 4 shows that they didn't put a lot of fucking detail or thought into the maps that we have now. So, again, I'm just dumbfounded on why they thought that was a good idea. But I don't make AAA games, so, again, this is just my opinion. I don't know. Anyway, please, get on it. Do something about the map rotation. It's fucking crazy. So, how do I feel about the game in total? Like, what's my honest thoughts about the entire game overall? It's hot ass cheeks. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Honestly, it's hot dookie butter, dude. It's trash. I don't even know how they even had the audacity to charge $60 for this game on release date. And for the people that paid $60, I did not. I got this through Game Pass. Thank God. And I had a bad feeling when it went to Game Pass. I was like, wait, they're giving this game out for free on Xbox Game Pass? I was like, bro, this shit is, they fucking knew this shit was gonna flop. They had to. There's no way that Gears of War would ever be on something like a Game Pass. Game Pass is normally, it's like the old shit for PlayStation. Basically, they put old games on there after after they kind of like lose their sell value, they go on Game Pass. Like once they hit a certain shelf life, then they go on Game Pass, and that's usually how it works. For instance, a prime example, Devil May Cry 5 finally went to Game Pass, and I had Game Pass from just trying the trial, so I played Devil May Cry 5. Fantastic game. Fantastic game. I wish they added some more DLC to it or something and bring it back or something, because it's so good. I just think it just needs way more content. Like, there's not enough content in that game. We'll talk about it later, but it's so good. It's such a good game. Anyway, so that's usually what Game Pass goes for. So when they put Gears of War 5 on Xbox One Game Pass, I was like, bro, something's up. A $60 blockbuster title, one of the biggest third-person shooters on the planet, is under a $15 membership. I was like, dude, something's fucking up here. Something's not right. So when I heard that, I was like, that's a little fishy. And I'm so glad I Game Pass. But the people that spent $60, $70, some people even spent $150 for the Lancer Edition and all that shit, I truly do fucking apologize. You guys got fucking ripped. This game is nowhere near ready for $60. It's so underdeveloped, and I'm honestly shocked that they even put this shit on the shelf. They were like, man, this is okay. We're gonna go ahead and send it out. I don't know what it is with the Coalition, but the last 3 games that they have made, Gears of War, UE, 4, and 5, honestly have been terrible. The only one that honestly was remotely I enjoyed playing for a while, I would say even a few months, almost to a year before I quit playing it, because they started doing this lazy ass shit that they're doing in Gears 5, which is Gears of War 4. Gears of War 4 story was honestly fresh. It was a new idea. It was a new concept. They're going 25 years after it. Marcus has a son, which is interesting. You find out what's going on with Anya. You find out what's going on with this new enemy called the Swarm. What are they? Are they a new race? Are they Locust? There were so many unanswered questions, and that's what made Gears of War 4 exciting. And then they hit you with the cliffhanger, of course, at the end, where fucking Kate is related to fucking Mira, and you're like, what the fuck's going on there? Where are the it was like so good. And then the multiplayer starting out was good, and they got updated over time and made it a lot better. But then they started getting lazy. They started releasing the same map with like different weather conditions and stuff, which was dumb. Like, I don't know why they started doing that. So again, Gears of War 4 I actually did enjoy. I did enjoy Gears of War 4, and I even will go as far as to say that I played a little bit of UE. I didn't enjoy it, but I played it. So again, out of those 3 games that they've played, Gears 1, 2, and 3, I would put over Gears UE, Gears 4, and Gears 5. I'd put those first 3 games over these new generations of games, especially Gears 5. I think Gears 5 is probably the worst to date. The only one that's even remotely worse today, we're not going to mention it. But you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know what game I'm talking about, okay? I ain't going to say it. I might put it on the screen right here. You know, I might put a little picture up there, but we ain't going to talk about it. So, Gears 5 is in a terrible state. This game is not $60. It has terrible maps, has terrible weapons, or not enough weapons. The weapons are fine. There's just not enough. The new weapons are kind of broken. They need some nerfs, but they're not super interesting. They're not super cool. Everything's locked away. All the cool shit's locked away through battle passes and stuff, which are ridiculous to unlock. It's super grinding. It's super money consuming. It's microtransaction heavy. The cosmetics are ass. They're not worth $20. This game is just a total mess. So my fucking overall review or overall rating for Gears of War 5 gets a solid 4 out of 10. It's not even fucking above average at this point compared to what Gears of War should have been for a triple blockbuster, triple A studio game. You shouldn't even be this low. Hopefully, and like I said, I waited 2 weeks to do this review. So hopefully there's some updates within the future. Hopefully this game gets better and maybe I can do like a updated thing. But I waited 3 weeks before I did it, and I'm starting to wait a lot longer on certain games to do reviews. But Gears of War 5 was slowly going downhill, and I saw it really early, and I didn't want to wait any longer. So I decided to get this review up as fast as possible. Anyway, I hope Gears of War does make a turnaround. I hope this game becomes the franchise that we all know and love so much, because I do enjoy Gears of War 5, and I don't want it to fucking bomb. I just want the Coalition to get their shit together and make the game that I remember growing up playing when I was a fucking kid. Like, I don't know why it's so hard. Like, we were on older systems back then. We were on an Xbox 360. Like, we are on Xbox One. We have the ability to do 4K. We have the ability to run 120 frames on PCs. We have the ability to run 60 frames per second. Like, why can we not get a good looking and running and incredible game? Like, yeah, Gears of War 5 looks good, but it plays like shit. Like, I just want this game to be good. So, again, hopefully everybody across the world is playing Gears of War 5 right now. I hope that we all get our tomorrow in Gears of War 5. I hope it gets updated, or at least get our tomorrow in Gears of War 6. You know, fingers crossed. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into my review. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section. What do you guys think about Gears of War 5? You please tell me on some of my points. Correct me if you guys feel it different. I definitely want to hear your comments about this game and the state that it's in. Anyway, my name is Majestic, and our next review, I guess, is going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And thank God it's a good one, because I actually do like this game, and I think Infinity War is back, baby. So anyway, leave your comments down in the comment section below. My name is Majestic, and I'll see you guys for another review and some YouTube content very soon. Peace, people.